It was very emotional. You could see it was tough for the investigators involved in the Criminal Investigations Unit of the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, as many of those members joined Sheriff Mayfield yesterday at the Kurt B. Wyman Law Enforcement Building in Oriskany as we learned the details, what could be released of the murder of Elizabeth Gerling, who is the Columbus Elementary School principal. What happened was an individual found Gerling at her residence on Birch Circle in Marcy on Tuesday morning, deceased in her bed. The deputies arrived on scene, and according to Sheriff Mayfield, they deemed the circumstances suspicious immediately. At that time, her body was transported to the Onondaga County Medical Examiner's office, where it was determined that the cause of death was strangulation and homicide. They had immediately established Jeremy Kirch, 45-year-old Jeremy Kirch, her boyfriend, of being a possible person of interest based on him. They believe he was at the residence the night before. They also say that in their efforts to look for him, Rome police had located him as he was. There was social media was buzzing, and there was pictures going viral of a man running naked through the city of Rome on Tuesday evening, and it was confirmed by Oneida County Sheriff Rob Mayfield yesterday that was indeed Jeremy Kirch. Rome police arrested him. They took him into custody and transported him to Rome Hospital for a mental health evaluation. And upon getting word from the Onondaga County Medical Examiner's office that it was a homicide via strangulation, they went to Rome Health. They being the deputies, the investigators with the sheriff's office, went to Rome Health to have a conversation with Kirch. And shortly after, he was transported to the Kurt B. Wyman building for charges to be processed on second-degree murder. So what we know now is very little. They are still asking for the public's help. On our website, WIBX950.com, there is a photo of a Ford F-350 with a camper trailer attached to that truck, and the public is being asked if they know anything or saw this vehicle and trailer anywhere in the vicinity of Marcy at any point between earlier this week and Tuesday when it happened, to contact the Oneida County Sheriff's Office.
So, and I have to say that everyone that we've spoken to about the deceased, she was incredibly popular, loved by teachers, loved by staff, loved by the students and parents. This is somebody that this is going to, or is and has, rocked that portion of the Utica School District.
I know several of my Facebook friends, some of which are educators themselves now, in their mid-30s. Elizabeth Gerling was 50 years old. There are some that are in their mid-30s that had her in school when they were in school. Yeah. So definitely it has hits home for the Utica community. She was beloved. She had a son that's in college. And so it's got to be incredibly difficult for him as well.
So, and he was posting last night, and I don't know if you saw any of these posts that were out there. Obviously, this is just devastating for him, but his posts were, this is not someone who is mentally ill. So and he kept posting, do not allow the system to let this person get away with mental illness. That is not the case. Again, I don't know, we don't know, but these are obviously these are things that were posted last night, and at a very, very emotional time, right?
Yeah, so that will obviously be somewhat of a question. What was his or is his mental status? Obviously the only...
I'm of the firm belief, okay, that anyone who commits a murder, it's one thing if you're in a terrible fight and you're fighting for your life and somebody dies. But in a situation like this, anyone who commits a murder like this, a homicide,
right,
is mentally ill. But that should not preclude them from being punished at the full extent of the law. And it is,
without a doubt,
it's my opinion.
So, it's definitely a tough time, especially given the fact that the Utica City School District is about a week and a half away from resuming classes.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. It's going to be rough. We'll talk more about Wolf Speed, and we're getting some reaction today. We'll get into that. We'll speak on this issue with Sheriff Rob Mashel and also the Oneida County District Attorney Todd Carville. Saratoga is this weekend.
Yes,
the Travers. Davey, good morning. It's awesome. Can you believe NFL starts next weekend? It's unbelievable.
It starts the weekend after Labor Day.
I think it's a week from Sunday.
Yeah.
A week from this Sunday, football, right?
Yep.
No, that's not true.
No, college football starts tomorrow.
It's 2 weeks,
I was
college football underway next week. There's a week off before the NFL resumes play. I believe the first game will be on a Thursday night, right?
Right. It will be Kansas City Chiefs and the Ravens.
It will be. That game will be 1 week from this coming Thursday. Andrew, your dates are off by about a week.
Yeah, well.
And then the Packers and the Eagles play in Brazil on Friday night, the day after.
And I would like to say, as we're bringing Ryan Schmelz on, you should be very happy that the Mets started a bit of a trend as the Orioles lost again yesterday.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
and the
did.
Yankees did win.
Game and a half up.
Also, we'll speak with Bill and Robin Manjo from River Hills Properties, and these new regulations that are in play for real estate all across the country. And these are rules, not laws. We'll get into all of that coming up in a second. I tried to tune into a little piece of each of the conventions. The one thing is for sure, the Democrats seem to be rallying around Kamala Harris. Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio, as last night the DNC finished up, and now the race is on. The first marker we'll be dealing with, of course, is the upcoming debate. Ryan Schmelz, good morning. Let's see. Let's see if I have him here. I think I do. You should have me now, Ryan. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Sorry about the Baltimore reference, but
No, he's not.
DNC wrapping up last night. Now it's politics till Election Day.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. We've got the big debate coming up September 10th. We'll see if Vice President Harris gets a bump from this latest convention, and then we could probably see a leveling out phase or an ending of the honeymoon phase, as some people are calling it, which could come to an end relatively soon, and we'll get a better idea of maybe where these things stand and if she's going to have to make some changes or Donald Trump's going to have to make some changes to their campaigns.
Going to be, and it did seem that this week Trump seemed a little more disciplined in sticking with issues of the border and inflation and some of the other policy issues that people like Lindsey Graham have wanted him to talk about.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this has been a big issue for a lot of Republicans. I mean, you had Nikki Haley a while back who said that they need to stop whining about things like how many press conferences Vice President Harris is throwing, how much, talking about her race, talking about other things, and just said that you need to stay focused on policy. And we found plenty of Republicans who kept saying over and over again, hey, look, it's good advice. Maybe he should take it.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things that will no doubt impact the race in one way or another are the reports that it's very possible RFK Jr. will suspend his campaign and throw his support to Donald Trump, which would be interesting.
Right, and the Trump campaign put out a press release last night saying that they have a special guest who's going to be making an appearance at the Trump rally today. We do not know who that special guest is going to be.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of hints and a lot of speculation about who it is.
I do believe that, and I've been saying this all along, not everybody agrees with me, but I've felt that Kennedy has drawn more off Trump than he has from the Democrats. So throwing his support to Donald Trump, it will be, although I think we should all be cautious when it comes to endorsements in any election. I'm not sure how overly valuable they are, but with Kennedy throwing his support to Trump, which it seems like that's going to happen, that could be a little bump for Donald Trump. There's no doubt there.
And we'll see. I think we're going to find out just how much of Kennedy's support was going towards Trump and how much that was going towards the Democrats, because he is still a lifelong Democrat. Let's keep that in mind. And in Kennedy's case, too, you have to remember that when we look at the polling for him, he was as high as, I believe, 15% in November of 2023. That polling, at least based off of our polls, has gotten all the way down to 5 or 6%. So his support was really starting to wane, and that's kind of one of the reasons why you're seeing him potentially dropping out.
He got a big boost when he took his shirt off and started doing one-arm push-ups, if you recall. That was a little bit of a muscle and fitness bump, but that has waned over the last
when he
year.
carried the bear over his shoulder, over his head, and dropped it in Central Park, too.
But Ryan, just for one moment, take a deep breath and pause. Okay, yeah, this is real. I had to pinch myself. This is really real. This is what we're going through. What an amazing election cycle like we have never seen before.
We haven't even gotten to the debates yet.
Oh, and that's exactly right. I mean, we're not to September. So imagine what this next couple of months is going to be like. Okay, Ryan, that's good. Good stuff. We appreciate your time. And as always, have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, you too. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. A couple of comments here this morning. Do you want me to get into a few here?
Yeah, I think we should get right into them.
Willie Waffle coming up in a second. We want
do need to break.
Your comments. What are you thinking? Here's Easy and Ilian. What are you thinking? You think you're doing right now? You're attacking him personally and all of his policies. All Donald Trump's policies were awesome. All the things that were going on before Biden took over, and COVID was good. Well, COVID wasn't good, but okay. We can reinvent history, Easy, if you'd like. I'm good with that. The economy was good. Okay. There was no foreign problems. There was no gasoline. Prices were down. We were energy efficient. That's all the Democrats are doing. All these guys is weird. Okay, Easy, I'm reading as you give it to me. They're attacking personalities and not attacking issues, because I have nothing to stand on, Ryan and Bill. You're such liberals. Listen, Ryan was giving commentary based on his reporting. I don't know why I get dragged into that, but Easy, that's perfectly fine if you want to do it. If I'm a liberal, you're a piece of garbage. All right? Good morning, Easy and Ilian. When you talk to Scott from Kirkville, this is Fred and Clinton, later this morning about the Travers Stakes this weekend. Davey, it's this weekend. That is true. This weekend. Ask his opinion of corporate power to be ridden by Javier Castellano. Javier was a winning jockey on Keen Ice in 2015, defeating Triple Crown winner American Pharaoh at the odds of 16-1, and Catholic Boy in 2018 at odds of 7-1. Javier has been the winning jockey at the Travers 7 times and the Alabama 3 times. So some questions that we will, for Fred, ask Scott and Kirkville coming up in a little bit. That'll be in the 8 o'clock hour, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
All right, let me break quickly. We have Willie Waffle coming up. What you going to watch this weekend? We have a beautiful, what looks like is building up to be a beautiful Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in terms of weather. And here we are quoting the Farmer's Almanac when it comes to snow. Good luck with that. We'll talk about all of it coming up at WIBX.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Let's face it, life can just get messy. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will take care of it for you. If you need help with clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts will handle it. We understand sometimes it's more than just a cleanout, it's an accumulation of someone's life. We go the extra mile to do the job with integrity, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Krispies. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
My Carl's back to school clearance is on. Rocker recliners just $199. Power recliners $299. Sofa and matching chair $399. Only at My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center. My Carl's back to school clearance is on. Rocker recliners just $199. Power recliners $299. Sofa and matching chair $399. Only at My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hello, William.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello, William.
This is William. William E. Good morning. How can I help you?
Hey, William.
I'm here, for God's sakes. What's your problem? That is a real voice message.
William!
I mean, this guy's really looking to make a sale of some sort, right? Totally.
Hey, William!
I'm here. Stop it, for God's sakes. That might be the greatest voicemail ever left on my voicemail.
That's great. And when you sent it to me yesterday, it really brought a smile to my face.
I really had to search to find it.
Hey,
Thank
William!
I had to search to find it.
He sounded like he almost had a British accent the first 2 times and then had a different accent after.
Is it possible to win an award, to drive an award-winning Mazda with 0% APR financing?
Yes, it is.
And the answer is yes. It's Steve Ponte Mazda. Drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 SE for only $285 a month on a 36-month lease, or save with 0%. That is correct, Davey. 0% APR financing on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See Steve Ponte Mazda for details. Ricky Z, who's one of the great musicians in the area, but also one of the great people who helps people get into cars. into the car of their dreams, into the car that is perfect for them. Let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. Steet Pontim, say William. Steet Pontim Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Can I ask you guys a question?
No.
I just want to know if I'm going
Oh.
to be stupid or not.
All right, well,
Nobody's stupid.
Well, we're going to flip a coin in here.
Well, you know how these little people come out of the Buffalo Bills today?
The little people?
The Fisher Price.
The Fisher Price.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm thinking about going out to drive to Syracuse to buy some today. Do you think
You have to go to Syracuse to get it?
Yeah, because they're at
Wegmans.
Wegmans.
At Wegmans.
Do you think I'm going to be stupid to drive out there and get them?
Well, if you really want to collect them, I think there'd be cool collector's pieces.
Yeah.
I agree. It might be
And
worth.
you don't have to go to Syracuse. You can go to Fayetteville.
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
I know.
You're pretty much in Syracuse by then.
I know. That's only about a 40.
Okay, Davey, give that a shot. I think I would do that. The little people. Are they
gotta
the,
bring them in studio.
Are they the little with the wooden bottoms? Remember them wooden bottom? And they had
Fisher Price. They got like fat heads.
Yeah, yeah. So there will be Bill's characters like Josh Allen and
Deion Dawkins, Matt Milano, and a member of Bill's Mafia.
Well, they went on sale this morning in Buffalo, and I seen it on one of our sister stations' websites. The line was like enormous.
I do hope they do the I hope they do the Elvis guy. Right, the guy that dresses up like Elvis, brings the guitar. He's part of the Bill's Mafia.
Yes.
I was watching one thing recently, and it actually showed a whole bunch of Bill's Mafia in a McDonald's commercial. And they have that McDonald's Bill's Mafia food pack special.
So I was in Herkimer yesterday after I got done with work here, and I saw the sign.
Yeah, they have it at McDonald's.
The Bill's Bundle, $14.99.
Bill's Bundle. Bill's Mafia Bundle.
Yeah.
On the line right now, the man with a plan, the one and only Willie Waffle. Good morning, Willie. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Did you guys see all this controversy about Beyonce and the convention last night?
Yeah, she was supposed to be there and she didn't show, right?
Well, that's where things start to get interesting.
I did not see this. I'm really interested.
Earlier in the day, TMZ reported that Beyonce is going to show up at the DNC convention and perform. And they had shifted the schedule around. They had moved Pink to show up earlier in the night than she was originally planned. And everybody went, oh, that's totally going to confirm it. Beyonce's going to be there. So there was a buzz in the convention hall. There was a buzz at all the Hollywood, websites. And then last night at 10 o'clock, I get this email alert from the Hollywood Reporter. Beyonce's spokesman says she was never supposed to be there. She was never scheduled to be there. She was never supposed to perform. We don't know what this is all about.
Wow.
Then this morning, TMZ had to backtrack on their report and say they just plain got it wrong.
Wow.
And, for that world, Beyonce's a big deal for those that aren't paying attention.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah. I mean, and they said that, like, even after Harris's speech last night, like, people were waiting for Beyonce.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. That's awesome.
They were like, okay, so now is this Beyonce? Where is she?
All right, Kamala, finish up so we can get to Beyonce.
There
please.
were a few.
Exactly.
There were a few of these. Like James Taylor was supposed to perform on Monday, and the applause apparently went so long it pushed everybody back, and he got bumped.
Wow. So the interesting,
yeah, look
one
at that.
Of the
Look that
interesting
one
things. The RNC had their own moment of like something similar, nothing like Beyonce, but there was talk that Elon Musk was going to give a speech at the RNC the final day, and he never did.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Although Hulk Hogan did.
Yeah. Thank God.
How do you follow Hulk Hogan?
Hey, listen, this crap. This is so ridiculous. You've got Hulk Hogan. You've got the My Pillow guy. You've got Beyonce, James Taylor. This one coming out and doing a rap for the Democrats. I mean, what is this? Are we planning the Grammys here, or is it a political convention?
It is further proof that all these people for decades and for centuries who have always been saying, I really study the candidates and their stands on the issue are all full of baloney.
That's
okay?
exactly right.
It's all about the show, okay? Every candidate out there is just trying to put on that show. Look at this famous person who you love who supports me. You should support me too. It really I think it's even worse this year because we're arguing about who has the bigger crowd size, who has the bigger ratings of the convention. I mean, all this stuff. I thought we were supposed to be talking about the future of the country and the issues. And every year we fall into the horse race, and it gets worse and worse every single year.
This is all pure entertainment. So, and you're right, it gets worse and worse every single year. All right, Willie. But I got to say that it'll be interesting to see ratings, and then of course you'll have Trump out saying my ratings were bigger than hers. And even Obama the other night when he gave his speech made reference to a little Penitalia when he was talking about how Trump is so obsessed with crowd size. He made a gesture that didn't look like he was talking about crowd size.
Oh, boy.
If you know what I mean. That's coming from a former president. Like, what's going on here? Craziness.
There's a lot of hate out there.
There is a lot of it.
Yes, there is, Willie. Yes, there is.
I don't know how we get through this.
And don't get me wrong, guys. It's going both ways. I mean,
it is.
You can't accuse one side over the other, baby.
You cannot. You can be an equal opportunity accuser this morning. All right. Now, in theaters where everything is real...
it seems more.
A couple of biggies this weekend to close out the big summer blockbuster season. Let's start with Blink Twice. What do you think?
Yeah, this is actually a really good movie, and if you don't go see it in the theaters, and not a lot of people will this weekend, it's from Amazon Studios, which is now Amazon/MGM. So I anticipate it'll probably be on Prime Video very quickly. But it really is kind of this mystery horror kind of film. You've got Channing Tatum. He plays this tech billionaire. He's kind of charismatic, but you just get the feeling that there's something not right going on underneath. And he invites this waitress played by Frida Aki to his private island with all sorts of other beautiful ladies and a whole bunch of guys. And it's like Bacchanalia, man. They're partying hard. There's all sorts of dancing and all sorts of other stuff going on all day long out on the beach, and you think that it's the ultimate party destination. But this Frida Aki starts to realize that something's just not right here.
Yeah.
And that's where the mystery comes in. Yeah.
Dear Lord.
That's where it comes in.
You like it? What are you giving it?
I think it's actually a pretty solid movie. I think the director is actually Zoe Kravitz, who a lot of people know the actress Zoe Kravitz, and she does a really good job. I think dropping little hints all throughout the movie that are building the suspense and building the mystery and helping you kind of play along and figure out what's really going on. I think she leans a little bit heavily on kind of I think a little too heavily on the imagery rather than on the story sometimes. But I'm at 3 waffles.
Wow.
And I think Channing Tatum is a really good bad guy. Yeah.
Worth going to the theater for. And, coming up right after Labor Day is the big one. There's a big one coming out.
Beetlejuice will be the first Friday after Labor Day.
Oh, yeah.
And Keaton is in the movie.
Oh, they're bringing back all the classics.
Yeah, they're all in.
They had to.
Yeah.
They could not do Beetlejuice without Michael Keaton.
I agree.
And I don't think they could do it if he just makes little appearances. I think he has to be a major part of the movie. So I think that's really exciting. I mean, I don't know about all these sequels. I mean, do we really need to bring back Beetlejuice, 35 years later or however long it's been?
Yes, we do.
That remains to be seen. We will find out. And then The Crow in theaters, a reimagining of the tragic film The Crow.
That's right. Be careful calling it a remake. They're very sensitive about that.
Okay.
It's a reimagining. It's more true to the comic book origins of the character than the other movies. Yeah. You made a remake because it's a famous character and a famous name. And in here, I just think that this is a great example of we did not need to do this. Okay, you got Bill Skarsgård and F.K. Twigs. They're these two people who are crazy in love, but they get killed. And Skarsgård gets caught up in some in-between world where he's given the power to come back, and he has a crow guiding him to find all the people who were responsible so he can get his revenge. And Skarsgård's a good actor, but the only reason he's in this movie is to show off how much he's been working off and how ripped he is, okay? I mean, there is not an acting challenge here. There is no storytelling here. It is just basically, let's get a whole bunch of fight scenes. Let's try to get some imagery going. I'm at like half a waffle for The Crow. I thought it was a complete waste of time.
But Blink Twice is one you could see in theaters.
Yeah.
Okay. Willie, the Crow, that was the one when it was originally made. Was that the one where Bruce Lee died? That was the movie where Bruce Lee got shot?
His son.
His son got killed. Yeah. Okay, right.
His son was playing the Crow, and it was a horrible, horrible accident on set, much like the Rust death had happened. There was a gun with a blank that was too close, and he died. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know Alec Baldwin was in that movie.
No.
And then this is, I think this is a Netflix documentary. I was wondering what you think of Untold: The Murder of Air McNair as we kick off football
I'm
season.
excited for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Netflix they're making this a whole series of Untold, and they're going to have different stories from kind of the seedy side of sports, I think is a good way to put it. And this is the first one that they've rolled out. And it's the story of Steve McNair. And people who don't know, Steve McNair was a really great football player. He was an MVP. He took his team to the Super Bowl, one of the most heartbreaking Super Bowl losses ever. He's really borderline Hall of Fame. And years after he retired, on July 4th, I think it was 2009, he was killed. And it was a really wild story because he had always been known as kind of this family man. He was married. He had some kids. And he was found in this condo in Nashville with a very young lady who also had been killed. And so this is telling that story and trying to unravel that mystery and what really happened and who was this woman. And, kind of, I think the part of the story that was forgotten for a lot of people after the initial news had broken. And it really kind of tries to puff out the hour by putting in a lot about his football career, where he came from, kind of this ultimate underdog, and maybe not focusing as much on the crime and the things that were going on in his life at that time. But I'm at 2.5 waffles. I think it's a solid.
Yeah, I want to definitely see it. It's just a heartbreaking situation that his wife finds out that not only has her husband been killed, but that it was by his, other woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the program is in the last 10 minutes, they kind of make these allusions and instigations that maybe there's more to the story than has been uncovered. And that's when it got interesting. That's what I was like, they should have made the whole show about that.
Yeah. All right, the end of the summer and the action, again, recapping, Blink Twice in theaters would be worth checking out this weekend. Willie giving it, what'd you say, 3.5 waffles?
I'm at 3 waffles. I think you got a pretty good mystery there.
All right. Willie, enjoy the weekend. Thank you, man.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.
All right, Willie Waffle, as always, when it comes to streaming and entertainment and all of that stuff. Listen, I want to head into the 7 o'clock hour with a comment from Mr. Morehouse, Bill Morehouse.
Oh, texting you, huh?
There was an article in the New York Post that this 10-game stretch with the Mets kicking it off with a win late last night would decide the Mets season. 3 with Baltimore. They took 2 out of 3. 4 with San Diego. They've now taken the first game in that series. 3 with Arizona. San Diego and Arizona were both playing really good ball. Baltimore played .700 ball for most of the season. The Mets are now 3-1 on this 10-game stretch. And this is where I'm at, as Andrew keeps saying, you're a game and a half out of the wild card, and I keep saying we're 7 games behind Philadelphia. We're not going for the wild card. We're going for the division. And you can laugh if you'd like. A team that couldn't beat the Mets this year. You can laugh if you'd like. Okay. You can laugh if you'd like. I'm just telling you, I've been saying this since the Mets were losing back in June. So let's see what happens. Anything, Bill, you know as well as I do as a Mets fan, anything could happen. And the Mets could then lose the next 6 games on this trip, this West Coast trip. But I'm hopeful. Davey is throwing his hand at me. He was surprised the Mets even beat the Padres yesterday. But it happened. All right, we got a break. We have a big hour. We're going to get into this horrible now homicide coming up.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. A Town Square media station.
We are not going back. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This election is not only the most important of our lives.
That's Vice President Harris accepting the Democratic nomination.
It is one of the most important in the life of our nation.
Harris said she'll be putting country before party, preserving abortion rights for women, and
building that middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
And Vice President Harris warned as she closed out the Democratic convention in Chicago.
The consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious.
Fox's Brooke Singman reports from Chicago.
Former President Trump, fresh off a visit to the Arizona-Mexico border, responded to Harris's speech by reminding Americans that Harris is currently in the White House and that she has had years to get things done.
The biggest reaction is, why didn't she do the things that she's complaining about?
Now, the former president will have rallies today in Nevada and Arizona again, a second straight day. He was also asked on Fox about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who may end his independent run for president today.
I've had a great relationship with him over the years. I respect him. He respects me. I have no idea if he's going to endorse me. I know he's got a news conference. We happen to be in the same state.
The Trump campaign says it'll have a quote-unquote special guest at his rally today, hours after the Kennedy announcement in Arizona, where the Secretary of State posted on X Kennedy's filing to withdraw from the 2024 ballot in the state. Also in Arizona, a man was arrested accused of making threats on social media to kill former President Trump. He also faces several other unrelated charges a month after the Trump assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. They've just found the final person missing off the coast of Sicily in the sinking of a luxury yacht in a storm Monday, recovering her body. 2 days after 5 other bodies were pulled from the wreckage, 7 died in all. America's listening to Fox News.
Jerry Padgett, the second enlisted in the U.S. Navy and deployed multiple times to Iraq and Afghanistan until Jerry was catastrophically injured in an improvised explosive device blast. Now, Jerry received a new smart home thanks to our friends at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Now, the home is in the foundation's Let Us Do Good Village. It's in Florida, and Jerry now lives more independently thanks to the specially adaptive technologies. Commit to $11 a month, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org. Hey, I'm going to let you in on a wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they want you to think that unlimited data is fantastic. Well, the fact is, it's not. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, only charges you for data that you need. With just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Save money, same service with Pure Talk.
In her Democratic acceptance speech last night, Vice President Harris, while warning of a second Trump term, brought up the mob that stormed the Capitol January 6, 2021. A Trump-supporting teacher in Pennsylvania has won a federal lawsuit against his school district over actions taken against him following the riot.
Jurors found the Allentown School District retaliated against Jason Moorhead when he was suspended after the Capitol riot and claimed he was involved in it. Moorhead admitted he was in Washington to attend Donald Trump's so-called Stop the Steal rally, but said he
Thank
never
you
got
for tuning in
closer
to
than a mile
another
from
great
the Capitol and did not storm the building. The middle school social studies teacher says members of the school board later orchestrated a public smear campaign against him and claims they acted out of ideological hatred. He says the ordeal has destroyed its reputation and ended his teaching career. The district must pay Moorhead $125,000 for economic damages. One current and one former board member have been ordered to pay $6,500 total in punitive damages. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
A second Memphis former police officer is expected to change a plea to guilty today. Emmett Martin. in the beating death of a man at a traffic stop.
To federal charges in the death of Tyree Nichols. He was the man beaten to death by 5 Memphis police officers after he fled on foot from a traffic stop in January of last year. Another officer, Desmond Mills Jr., pled guilty in November to excessive use of force and obstruction charges in exchange for prosecutors recommending a 15-year federal prison sentence. 3 other former cops still face federal charges for violating Nichols' civil rights. All 5 are also awaiting trial on state murder charges. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after selling and ahead of a speech this morning from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell as economists look for signs and hints about a coming interest rate cut. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Right now, we're at 53 degrees under clear skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office has made an arrest in connection with the murder of the principal of Columbus Elementary School in Utica. Authorities say 50-year-old Elizabeth Gerling was strangled to death by her boyfriend, 45-year-old Jeremy Kirch. The victim's body was found in a bed at her home on Birch Circle earlier this week. The school district has put out a statement saying Gerling's commitment to her students will not be forgotten. Kirch is being held in Oneida County Jail without bail. We'll speak to Oneida County Sheriff Rob Maciel this hour on First News with Keeler in the morning. And in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll catch up with Oneida County District Attorney Todd Carville on this case. Oneida County is stepping up to make sure children have the shots they need before heading back to class. The county is holding the first of several vaccination clinics today at Rome Free Academy for kids in grades 9 through 12. Other clinics are happening tomorrow at the Parkway Rec Center in Utica from 10 a.m. until 10 a.m. until noon, and also on August 31st at Gansevoort Elementary School in Rome. Appointments are preferred and can be planned by contacting the Oneida County Health Department. In the first 2 weekends at the New York State Fair, and it is the first of 2 weekends at the New York State Fair, and there are plenty of things for folks to do. The annual Pride Day celebration is today and will feature a show from the Syracuse Gay and Lesbian Chorus, and also a parade. The band Chevelle will be on the Suburban Park stage tomorrow, and Dropkick Murphys will rock out on the stage tomorrow night. A full list of events can be found online at nysfair.ny.gov. 2 K-9 officers with the Cortland County Sheriff's Office are getting new protective vests in honor of 2 fallen members of law enforcement. Funding for the vests is coming from donations made to Vested Interest in K-9s Incorporated in memory of Sergeant Megan Burke and Sergeant Keith Conway. Since its inception back in 2009, Vested Interest has provided more than 5,700 vests to K-9 officers across the country. The vests have a combined value of just under $7 million. The Buffalo Bills are going to be on their home field tomorrow as they look to close out the preseason with a victory. The reigning AFC East champs are hosting the Carolina Panthers at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. The Bills are expected to sit many of their star players for the contest so they can avoid injuries before the start of the regular season in September. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. And a country music icon is bringing his latest tour to Central New York this weekend. Hank Williams Jr. will be on the Empower FCU Amphitheater at Lakeview Stage tomorrow night. Williams has sold almost 20 million albums during his decades-long career, and he's known for hits such as Family, Tradition, and All My Rowdy Friends are coming over tonight. Seats for the show are still available through Live Nation. Get there early because with the fair going on, parking will be a fun time.
It will be. It's an issue there.
Yeah, especially you've got the I remember the first show at the amphitheater I saw, it was when the grandstand was still at the fair. So they had a big name at Chevy Court, a big name at the grandstand, and a show at the amphitheater.
So this
all in
would
one
kind
night.
of be like a show really at the state fair.
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, the way they're doing it now.
Yeah, I think that was the idea when they eliminated the grandstand was to bring more shows there.
My name is Bocephus.
And my name is William.
Okay. We have a really nice couple of days on the way.
Your forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center for today. A beautiful day on the way. High 77 with mostly sunny skies. Tonight, clear skies, low 54. Tomorrow, Saturday, partly cloudy, high 80. And Sunday, more sunshine, partly cloudy, high 81. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
53 degrees under mostly clear skies at 7:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. I mentioned the Bills will play their final preseason game against the Panthers. Also, the final week of the NFL preseason has arrived, seeing the Jets and Giants close out their exhibition slate. When Gang Green plays host to the G-Men tomorrow night at both teams' home stadium, MetLife. Aaron Rodgers and the rest of the first-team offense will not be in action for the Jets. Giants head coach Brian Daboll has yet to commit to having Daniel Jones play at all in Saturday night's finale. Now, the Giants open the regular season at home against the Vikings. The Jets begin the season on Monday Night Football for a second straight year when they visit the San Francisco 49ers. The Yankees captured their rubber match after shutting out the Guardians 6-0 at Yankee Stadium. And yes, Richard, I will admit I must have been wrong because Garrett Cole was red hot last night. Credited with the victory after striking out 2 batters over 6 scoreless innings pitched, Aaron Judge slugged his 48th home run of the season with a solo shot. Giancarlo Stanton also went deep for a 3-run bomb. New York is now first in the AL East, 1.5 games ahead of the Orioles at 75 and 53. They host the Rockies for a 3-game series that begins tonight in the Bronx. The Mets opened their series at Petco Park with an 8-3 win over the Padres. Luis Severino got the win there. New York is now 1.5 games back of the final NL wild card spot. But as Bill says, at 67 and 61, they're going for the gusto. They're going for the division. They'll continue their 4-game set tonight in San Diego. And what else do I have for you here? EA Sports is making it a family affair with the Hughes brothers set to grace the cover of NHL 25. Jack and Luke Hughes of the New Jersey Devils will be joined by older brother Quinn of the Vancouver Canucks to become the first brothers ever on the cover of the NHL series. The trio are also believed to be the first family to appear on the cover of a sports gaming franchise. The game will be released October 4th, the same day the Devils open the season against the Buffalo Sabres in the NHL Global Series in Prague. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:12.
The New York State Fair is going on. In fact, Davey, are you making a trip to the fair this weekend? Will you be at the great New York State Fair?
I don't think this weekend.
Okay.
I'm thinking about going on Monday,
Okay.
the 26th, because there's a country music lady that I want to see.
All right. And
Megan Maroney.
Yeah. Listen, today we're doing Hobica's free money question of the day. It's been quite a week. Are you bold? What are you? And where are we going to be? What amount of money will be on the line for the Hobica free money question?
400 smackers.
You're going... Yikes.
Wow.
All right. And I got to tell you something.
You've been trying to give this money away. We have not had a winner in a while.
I have been trying. I feel like yesterday's question was so doable. And again, if the caller, the contestant yesterday, had just had one more piece of information that was already in the news, already being talked about, he'd have nailed it.
I would have won.
You knew the answer.
Yeah, I did.
The State Fair, anyway, going on this week. $400 on the line for the Hobica free money question of the day. We'll do it at 7:35. I mentioned the State Fair. You know, the Tennessee State Fair is also going on. A lot of state fairs this week.
Oh, yeah.
At the Tennessee State Fair, they held a brand new contest called the Husband Calling Competition, where wives and partners do their best husband calls.
That guy that said William could be one of the contestants.
Come to bed, William.
Hey, William.
Here are a few of the contestants. Are you ready for the audio? Here it is. And for some reason, I'm not playing. Oh, yeah, there it is. I don't know what's going on. I was playing stuff earlier. Nothing's playing here. Anyway, this is apparently it's done like a dog whistle. A woman, he better know that I'm calling him, even though I'm not, right? It's kind of like that. Anyway, the Tennessee State Fair, is going on, and that is their big highlight. We don't have anything like that at the New York State Fair. This hour, we'll have Hobica's Free Money Question. Sheriff Rob Mashel in studio, and just we'll get the latest, but a really terrible story involving a now former principal of one of Utica's elementary schools. This is now a homicide. And again, yet another senseless murder that just didn't have to happen. We'll get into it coming up at WIBX.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Introducing Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food.
I have been feeding them Dr. Marty's freeze-dried raw formula for years. And this food is a big part of why their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful and playful.
And dog parents across the U.S. are loving it.
My dog Hazel is a 10-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever, and ever since I've been feeding her Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend food, she is like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
We're so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee. And for a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Crispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511 today. All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your Social Security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top-quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit Tallman'sTire.com.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Let's face it, life can just get messy. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will take care of it for you. If you need help with clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts will handle it. We understand sometimes it's more than just a cleanout, it's an accumulation of someone's life. We go the extra mile to do the job with integrity, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Do not buy a mattress at the New York State Fair from some out-of-town dealer. Get your quote at the fair, bring it to any Mattress Express. We'll meet or beat any price from the New York State Fair on the same or comparable mattress. You'll get it delivered quickly and have local service when the out-of-town guys are gone.
The Stanley Theater in downtown Utica presents 1964, The Tribute, on Thursday, September 19th. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit thestanley.org.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Well, here we come with the final days of the unofficial summer here in Central New York. And Fred F. Collis & Sons Heating, Cooling, and Insulation want you to know there are some great programs out there. Right now, NYSERDA's Empower Plus program is at the best it's ever been. How long it's going to be around, we don't know. But for right now, you could take advantage. Now, a lot of this is income-based. However, there are moderate income programs that are meant to really take care of the middle class. The Collis has details on all of this, including Empower Plus. On top of that, some people have been able to receive free heat pumps, free insulation, and more. Eligibility is all. Collis can walk you through all of that. The biggest and most exciting program change this year is that even moderate income households can be eligible for free energy efficiency improvements up to $5,000. And with the tornado that hit Rome, there's a program out there, the Home Electrification Appliance Rebate, which comes through the Inflation Reduction Act. Right now, income-eligible New Yorkers can receive electrical service upgrades. That would be a new panel box, electrical wiring upgrade. Think of that. All at no charge. And Collis has the details on all of this. You know you can trust Collis. You know when it comes to installation of equipment, when it comes to repair, when it comes to service, they're by your side 24/7, 7 days a week, 366 days out of the year when there's that extra leap year day. I mean, they don't even skip that day.
This year was a leap year.
So there you go. It's fredfcollis.com. Or call them at 315-860-1301.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hello, William.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, William.
It's me. I'm right here. Can you hear me? I'm here.
Hey, William.
There you go. Bill Morehouse, it's been a little while since we could get excited over the Mets in September. Completely agree, William.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Glad we're
they're in the hunt.
They're in the hunt. This is what I said to Bill. Here we are in September, and the Mets are in the hunt. Normally by now I've switched gears to football, but no, I'm still trying to stay up and watch baseball late at night. Late at night on this West Coast trip.
Rough one.
An apartment complex in Texas is charging a dead woman over $15,000. Why? She died and broke her lease.
Oh, come
Are
on.
you kidding me?
Get out of here.
Here's your son, David, talking about what went down here.
The fact that they're attacking, coming after the next of kin, who, quite honestly, we loved our mom and we're still grieving, and all they care about is the money. And we went to the apartment complex, spoke with the leasing manager. He told us that he would use the security deposit towards the cleaning and turning over the apartment, and that they would terminate the lease. They want the rest of the about a year's long worth of rent from a dead person.
Unbelievable.
Well, they'll be waiting a while.
I believe they will. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
What are your other options, you know?
Tennessee State Fair, they'll go after the estate. Tennessee State Fair held a brand new contest called the Husband Calling Competition.
Okay.
I promised to play you some of the audio. Here are partners calling their husbands. It's not just women today. It's a different world we live in. Here are partners calling their husbands. Okay, at this point, I would be like, all right, thank you for calling me. My attorney will be in touch. I can't play that. I cannot play that.
I'm hearing it on the delay in the other room. It's that loud.
Terrible. A woman in New Jersey, again, we're apparently focusing on the stupidity of the world. A woman in New Jersey was caught on video at the zoo there, reaching her hand into a tiger cage and almost getting her hand bitten off.
Oh, gosh. She should have.
Here is the zoo. I almost think when stuff like this happens, they deserve it.
Yeah. Oh,
Here's the zookeeper.
A visitor decided to climb our safety visitor fence and attempt to pet the tiger. And it just was very careless, a very careless action. I hope that the individual recognizes how lucky they were to still be, have all of their limbs.
Yeah. How
Dummy.
lucky you are.
William.
How lucky you are. What?
William.
Hey, William.
They're calling you down from the fence there, apparently.
Dozens of businesses in one town are having a funny sign war. This is in Morehead City, North Carolina.
On the sign I had, "Happy birthday, Jeff," for 26 days roughly.
And I just, I put up Yanni's "Quit being lazy, change your sign."
And I responded with, "We're not lazy, we're just busier than you."
Apparently busier, but time to do these stupid sign contests.
Well, actually, there was one locally a couple years back where Simeon's and BBGs were going back.
Oh, I like that. And then there was the one they're going after over there by the old Tony's Bakery, over on the corner of where the Boilermaker starts.
Oh, yeah.
And Bleecker.
Yes.
They were going after Samantha and everybody.
Napoli's and the auto body shop there.
An Uber driver in California is accused of saying sexual things to a passenger and then showing lewd photos.
It's been very traumatic for her. Next thing, he's talking to her about sexual things he wants to do to her. So she starts feeling uncomfortable. My heart sunk to my stomach. She was calling me not only to tell me about what happened, but also to warn me because my daughter takes Uber every day to work as well.
You want to comment on that?
She felt uncomfortable after the sexual advances? You don't say.
Bruce Springsteen was booed during a show in Philadelphia on Wednesday night while he was singing Wrecking Ball.
The Miley Cyrus song?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's because it includes lyrics about the Meadowlands and the New York Giants. Listen how Springsteen quickly turned it around on the diehard fans, though.
So it occurred to me. It
occurred to me right there. For God's sakes, Springsteen sounds awful.
Retire. I didn't know. It occurred to me. I angered several Bruce Springsteen fans. I didn't know that was actually a Bruce Springsteen song. I thought people were angry because he was singing a Miley Cyrus song.
Correct. Yeah.
What do I know?
Very little, Andrew. Very little.
You got that right.
A guy in Massachusetts trust me, all we need to do, you ask your fiance, I'll ask my wife. A guy in Massachusetts delivered his wife's baby on the side of the highway this month after they couldn't quite make it to the hospital. During the delivery, the dad lost his wedding ring on the side of the highway. Ooh. So we went back and found it with a metal detector. Here's the couple talking about the amazing delivery and the find.
We got in the car, the GPS said 56 minutes. One contraction later, he had pulled over to the side of the road. I was already holding her head.
Boy, we made it 26 minutes into that 56-minute trip.
Yep.
My wife is an absolute legend. Just went back to where my daughter was born on the side of Route 6 and found my wedding ring, which apparently had come off my hand during the delivery. Very happy ending.
That's pretty wild, though. During delivery, you lose your wedding ring.
Yeah, what a crazy story.
And then they went back and found it.
Here's John in Deerfield. They featured that husband calling competition on Home Improvement back in the 90s with Tim Allen.
I remember that. Yeah. It's just a brutally annoying contest. I don't know how they could ever. Who could? I don't know how you can even go to watch it.
Stop it.
Let alone compete in it. Holy moly. Coming up, we'll speak with Sheriff Rob Mashel, and a tragic story out of Utica, now a homicide. We'll speak with the sheriff in a few. Hobica's free money question of the day, and the daring one, we call him the daring one, Davey, has decided this week is a week of excesses. Now a $400 potential jackpot on the line. That's right, friends, $400. Your chance to win is coming up in a few. Stand by. We'll get to it on WIBX.
My Carl's back to school clearance is on. Rocker recliners just $199. Power recliners $299. Sofa and matching chair $399. Only at My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
My husband and I recently got a mortgage from AmeriQ. The team was so incredible, answering all our questions throughout the entire process, and we had a lot of them. AmeriQ's mortgage team made us feel so secure during the biggest financial decision we will ever make, and we couldn't have asked for a more supportive mortgage team.
Create your meaningful connection with AmeriQ. Visit AmeriQ.org or download our mortgage app today. Membership eligibility is required, insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be back-breaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music and Electronics. Do you want to protect your property or business? We sell and install hundreds of camera surveillance systems each year, and we are New York State licensed. Big Apple Music sells security cameras with Starlight night vision, giving the best picture in the dark so you have the best chance of catching criminals. Our showroom is located on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, where we can give you a demonstration or we'll come spec the job at your location. Big Apple Music, 315-732-4162.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
This is Bill Cole from Gates Cole Insurance. Finding insurance coverage can be an overwhelming undertaking. As your local independent insurance company, we work hard for you to get the best coverage.
My name's Timothy Dean. I'm from Taberg, New York. We had a house fire. Got a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning. My house was fully involved. That morning at 6 o'clock, I called. Leslie was my agent, and within a matter of 20 minutes, the agent had called me, and within a matter of 2 hours, the agent was on scene, assisting me with whatever I needed, and Gates Cole went above and beyond. I would highly recommend Gates Cole Insurance to anyone for the customer service that they have provided for me during not only my fire, but also for all my business needs.
This is Tom Cole. For insurance for your home, auto, business, and just about everything else, trust your local independent insurance agency. Gates Cole Insurance. We'll take care of you.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy?
You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Real soon, we're going to have an announcement about a special guest coming to celebrate WIBX's 99th birthday.
RFK Jr.?
A special guest who will do a comedy show. You figure out who that is. Coming soon. Details coming soon.
I know.
All right, well, you're not supposed to say anything.
Don't say anything, Davey. All right, let's do Habaika's free money question of the day.
Really quick, if I can.
Okay. Well, first of all, what number caller do you want to go with? It's $400 on the line. This is big.
Caller 12.
12th caller right now, 315-736-0186 from the Habaika Law Firm and WIBX. Caller number 12, 315-736-0186.
So I was, we're just looking up here. They're doing the story of the astronauts stuck in space, and I got to thinking, they're the lucky ones. With everything else going,
yeah, you're right. They're the lucky ones. They're
we'll
stuck.
stay up here, thanks.
They're stuck in space. They are the lucky ones. Bill Morehouse. It's been a long time since we've been excited about the Mets in September. Wayne, love that. Hey, William, call. Love to use that as a ringtone.
It's been a long time since William called.
Hey, William.
What do you want?
Amazing that. So that was somebody trying to get me to answer, so that I would almost acting as if, right, that I was screening my calls, which is not true. Nonetheless, as we mentioned, just a terrible story out of Marcy, by way of Utica. A principal in the Utica School District is now the victim of a homicide, is what police are saying. Investigation into that murder is underway, and Sheriff Rob Mason will be on in a few minutes. We'll talk about what they know and what they're looking for as we move forward. Now, each and every morning, we give people an opportunity to win somewhere between $100 and $400 or $500 from the Habaika Law Firm this morning. And this week, Davey has been
very aggressive,
very bold with his numbers. And this morning is the highest he's done all week at $400. Your chance to win $400. And Davey, do you have a caller?
Yes, I do.
All right. Who is the caller?
And he's on line 4. His name is Jay from Rome.
Jay is in Rome and ready to take a shot at Habaika's free money question of the day. Hello, Jay. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Andrew, are you ready?
Always.
All right. You got to get your answer in before the buzzer goes off. This is worth $400. Here's the question.
No pressure here.
Here's the question. Here it is.
Okay.
This is going to take you back to your early studies in English class. Are you an English major in any way? Were you good in English?
Well, I got corrected a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, we all get corrected.
Mother, grandmother,
often.
those kind of things. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Speaking of that, here's your question. Who was the first woman on Earth according to Greek mythology? Ready, go.
Eve.
You're gonna go with Eve. Was it Eve?
Oh, if you were asking for biblical references, yes, but Greek mythology
according to Greek mythology, you must open somebody's box.
Pandora.
Oh,
yeah. I got to say, second day in a row, Andrew has nailed the question. Boom, just like that.
I would have had $750.
You'd be up to $750. You would be. All right, so we let $400 go by the wayside. We will give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It is a $25 gift card that can get you, which is wonderful because it's good at many restaurants. Taylor and the Cook, Aquavino, Babes, all of that.
We went to Babes last night. They do the outdoor thing
outdoor
with the
stuff,
band.
and
it's awesome.
Yeah, and it was nice weather last night.
Yep.
All right, Jay, listen, hold on. Davey's going to hook you up with that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, man. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be beautiful.
Oh, sure will.
And say hi to the dog for us.
Hi, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, stand by. Who was the first woman on Earth according to Greek mythology? Pandora. The radio DJ. This radio DJ had a big pop hit in the 1950s.
Oh, you just
Big Bopper.
Big Bopper, yeah.
Prior to Saturday, which MLB team was the earliest to be eliminated from the playoffs?
It was the
2018 Baltimore Orioles.
That's right, yep.
Dr. Durand was the inspiration for this legendary tune.
Her name is Rio and she dances
Duran
on the
Duran.
sand.
If you have one noodle of spaghetti, I was actually at the liquor store and they were busting my chops about this question. He said, listen, I'm Italian. I had no idea that spaghetto was singular for spaghetti.
Yeah.
One strand of spaghetti is a spaghetto. I mean, these are just some of the questions we've nailed. Here's one that Andrew knew. From the long-lost tracks in foreign rock music, who's the lead singer on the soon-to-be-released song Turning Back Time?
Oh, it's Foreigner, yeah.
Who's the lead singer?
Lou Graham.
Correct.
I thought it was Cher at first.
Yesterday,
If I could turn back time.
Yesterday's question, before they were Wolfspeed, they were called this.
Creed. That was a $350 question.
$350 on a day.
That was a $350 question.
On a day, nice play on words, on a day that we were all talking about Wolfspeed. Okay, the sheriff is coming up in a moment. Do you want a break before?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's what you want.
Yep.
I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to bring Sheriff Maciel into the studio and get the latest on the investigation into a horrific murder that takes away someone very, very special in the Utica School District. We'll talk about it with the sheriff coming up next.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top-quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit Tallman'sTire.com.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
10. Nice work. Thanks. Taking Nugenix Total T makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas, right?
Yes.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yes. Nugenix is a great way to feel stronger with more energy and endurance. And as Frank says, you'll like it too.
Text RADIO to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix. Text RADIO to 321-321. That's radio to 321-321.
Companies come from all over the country to sell mattresses at the State Fair. They collect money and then leave our local economy penniless. Don't fall for it. They're going to tell you it's a show-only deal. Don't fall for it. Look at the mattresses, get a written quote, bring it to Mattress Express. Chances are we have the same brand. We've got most of them. Bring it in, we will meet or beat the price. You're not going to wait 4 to 8 weeks for delivery like you do in many cases at the state fair. You're going to get local service down the road. 6 months from now, when there's a problem or a question, it's not some company who's gone across the country that you don't know how to contact. We're right here. You're going to get the same or a better price, and best yet, we're going to give qualified buyers up to 60 months to pay with no money down on any quote that you bring in $1,500 or higher. Don't buy a mattress at the state fair. Bring your quote to Mattress Express.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, William.
Good little, getting a little bit of feedback here. Are you hearing it?
Yeah.
Wild. This weekend is the Travers at Saratoga. Coming up, we'll speak with Scott and Kirkville about that. Next hour, new practices and policies in real estate. Things based on a lawsuit that occurred
in Missouri, in California.
It has affected these agencies such
brutal.
as...
But we're taking it in stride.
MLS and et cetera, and it changes the way. Like, am I correct in saying, and we'll speak with Bill and Robin about this from River Hills Properties, am I correct in saying if someone wanted to look at a home, if I wanted to I found online there's a house I want to look at.
I just got to see it.
So I reach out to you.
Yes.
You just can't take me there. You have to sign paperwork before we go.
Yes, every
wow
agent who is a member of the National Association of Realtors or belongs to an MLS board that is associated with has to have their buyer fill out a buyer's agreement. Which is not something I typically like to do.
Before you do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But
and you got to agree on commissions at that
compensation.
point. Yeah, that's listen, that's interesting.
It's
Hey, William.
Will you please stop it? Come on.
It is something that we're getting used to, and we've taken it in stride. And Bill and Robin have done wonders to make sure that we're up to speed on everything we've got to do. And listen, it does not. One thing it does not impact. It is the level of service you will get from River Hills Properties. That will never change.
All right. We'll speak with Bill and Robin on that coming up in a moment. Let's talk about this terrible case that occurred. It is now being looked at as a homicide that occurred in Marcy. Andrew, it is a homicide. A press conference was held yesterday, and the cause of death is believed to be strangulation at this point. You were at that press conference yesterday.
Yeah, I was there. It was definitely something that when I came into the studio at 5:30 yesterday morning, was not anticipating getting the call to the Kurt B. Wyman Law Enforcement Building yesterday for that press conference, just kind of in disbelief when everything was going down. But without further ado, we now have Sheriff Maciel in studio to tell us all about how we got to that point.
Sheriff, good morning. And what do we know here this morning?
Well, obviously, yesterday I couldn't get into too much detail. I can't elaborate a whole lot more than I did yesterday. And I heard you guys briefly talking this morning. These things are always difficult. I mean, obviously, the deceased was very well liked, a beloved principal. Obviously, there's ties to the area. She was born and raised here. Just a really good person, and certainly when you see these things happen, it's just a tragic situation. But as our release said yesterday, she was located deceased, in her bed Tuesday morning when she didn't show up for work. Someone went to obviously look for her because that was not like her.
Yeah.
And that's when we received the call.
Strangulation is
that's
the cause.
What the cause of death is. And again, I know I said it a couple times yesterday, and I can't say it enough. I cannot thank the members of our office that worked on that case. I mean, we had investigators, both forensics investigators, criminal investigators, uniformed deputies, but several of them, I'm telling you, they didn't stop for 2 days. They knew this was suspicious. They worked the case, and obviously were able to make an arrest. I mean, obviously, it's always difficult when someone loses their life in this manner. But like I said, I just cannot say enough about the people who worked on this case. Truly committed to trying to close this case.
We don't normally get into Facebook stuff, but a family member was posting yesterday. This man brutally murdered my sweet mother in her own bed. He is not insane. Everyone needs to know this. Yet, at some point, he was alleged to be running around Rome naked, ended up being picked up by Rome PD, and on a mental health.
He was brought to Rome Health for evaluation.
For a mental health evaluation.
Mental health evaluation.
Roman dealt with him a couple times during the day yesterday. A couple different occasions.
That's when you guys went in. So we're talking about some sort of something was going on here.
I certainly have my personal opinions. I'm not going to go there. I mean, obviously, I'm dealing with the facts that we have in front of us.
Yeah.
So obviously we feel strongly that this was an intentional murder.
Do you agree that anyone who commits a brutal murder, for the most part, unless there's some devious retaliation or
crime of passion, heat of the moment,
right? In a case like this, everybody's got to be mentally ill, but that can't really that can't make it through the court system,
right? Like I said, because in a case like this, like most cases, it's intentional. I mean, he intended to do what he did, and that's why we're asking for the public's help. We're just trying to piece together the rest of the day, and we've gotten some leads from what we put out, looking for people who have seen the gray pickup truck and the camper, like I said, it's a tragic thing, but we do have closure with an arrest, and these things are always tough. They're always tough.
Yeah.
Always tough.
Now, was there ever any question from your investigators or the responding uniformed patrol that this was suspicious? Was it an immediate thing that they said, yes, indeed, they felt this was suspicious?
Obviously, I can't get into specifically what they saw at the scene, but I mentioned yesterday that our people have some really good police instincts, and what they saw was not your average. Because I'm going to be honest with you, we respond to a lot of unattended death scenes where people die, whether of natural causes or accidental or suicide, and then obviously homicide. So they saw things, and again, I wish I could get into more, but I can't. They saw things there that, this is suspicious. This is not someone who had a heart attack. This is not someone who had some other type of disease. This is not someone who clearly, took their own life. None of that applied here. And they, like I said, just good old-fashioned police instincts said, we've got to do some work here.
And I think the other thing to note, and I've talked to several people about this, they were not under the understanding that there is no medical examiner in Oneida County, right? So
correct. We used to have a coroner system for years and years and years. We had a coroner system, and then that has that changed to a medical examiner because of the volume of. Even though we deal with a lot of deaths, to have your own medical examiner's office is a significant expense. So the Onondaga County Medical Examiner's Office, they contract with several counties.
And this was actually, and that's what I was kind of thinking to myself, this was a pretty quick turnaround for the volume that they're dealing with in Onondaga County.
Well, again, it goes back to circumstances. When law enforcement, district attorney's office,
things get
prioritized. It's like anything we have. I mean, we have investigations. We have countless investigations at our office. And don't get me wrong, anytime someone calls the police for service, they're all important to us, but we prioritize every day. A barking dog complaint is going to be the last on the list compared to a burglary or a robbery or, you know what I mean?
You need to make an arrest here.
Yeah, they're doing autopsies every day, but when a homicide comes up, everything that's not a homicide gets put on hold, and these things get put to the front.
This may be a ridiculous question, and you might not be able to even answer it, but I'm wondering when law enforcement talks about cause of death, and strangulation is different than suffocation.
Again, now
Or
we're getting into
could
a
they be the
technical
same?
term.
Yeah.
I mean, the general term is asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation.
But no. And again, that's based on evidence.
Is suffocation not a word? Probably not even a word, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, and admissions, the admissions that were made and, to law enforcement. So all those things put together.
Can you say that
there were admissions?
Can you say that he made a confession?
There were admissions. I mean, I can't get into, he did talk with law enforcement, and there were, I mean, I'm sure the DA may be able to get into that a little bit. I've the past 14 years as a sheriff, whenever I deal with serious cases like this, I prepare ahead of time what I'm going to say, and I never go off script.
You know what you can and can't
because again,
say,
I'm not an attorney, I'm not a prosecutor.
Right.
I've just been a cop for 35 years, and I stay on script when it comes to cases like this.
Obviously, in this case, this is something that affects a lot of people and a lot of children with school coming back.
Again, she was a teacher, she was an administrator, and I felt bad because I had a conversation with the new superintendent.
Mm-hmm.
And look, he's coming into a big district with a lot of work to do ahead of him.
Yeah. And this.
And I felt bad that I'm calling him on the phone to tell him that we made an arrest for someone who murdered one of his administrators. I mean, I guess what I'm saying to you, it's not the thing that I'd expect to be saying to a brand new superintendent who's just starting.
One of your first conversations.
Yeah. I mean, I met him the other day at his breakfast, but only briefly. We never talked about business. And because we do provide security to the 10 elementary schools in Utica. The sheriff's office does.
Yes.
So we work very closely with the Utica School District. And like I said, my first official phone call with him was to say we arrested someone for murdering one of your administrators. I mean, that's a horrible thing to have to do,
Were there, has anyone come forward to, and, we're going to ask questions that we might not get answers to.
Yeah.
Has anyone come forward to say, I knew this was going to happen. I had suspicion.
No.
So this is out of the blue. As far as we know.
Yeah, we're still looking into things. No, there was no.
That was my question yesterday. There had never been.
Someone asked me yesterday if we had been there before, and I don't know if that was you, Andrew, or not. But no, there's no history here. So.
We mentioned mental illness. Is this someone who is mentally ill?
I can't get into that.
Okay,
yep.
And then I guess I would say drugs and alcohol.
I can't get into that.
Okay.
Either, so,
all right.
Yep.
Because obviously, what it seems like is this was just a normal relationship, and then all of a sudden something snapped, and here we are.
Right. Clearly, something went wrong.
Yeah.
So he was, as far as the pattern goes, and that this was, I think, ultimately the reason why you were able to maybe put him as a person of interest initially.
Well, right away. I mean, when
he was at the home the night before.
Yeah, when you find a body and and it's suspicious, and you quickly realize that there's a significant other in the person's life, and they're nowhere to be found. I mean, immediately that's the first thing we want to focus our attention on. So right away, that was our goal, was to find him.
The family member in a post said she loved him and wanted to marry him, and then to wake up and be strangled by him it's traumatic for friends, family, and certainly for this son of the deceased. What do we know what he did for a living?
Some type of contractor, I believe.
Okay.
Right. I don't know specifically what he did.
These things never seem to make sense. There are a lot of cases like this that we've dealt with, it seems, here locally, that you can just say it doesn't make sense.
Well, we say it all the time. I mean, like I said, I've been around a little while, and every time one of these happen, it's like there's no textbook type of case that we work on.
And it almost seems, too, like there's no... you shouldn't have gone walking down this dark alley. I mean, we've warned people about this. There's none of that.
Right. This is her own home. It's just
this is
awful.
Just everyday life, and it seems like there's not anything that could be done to prevent something like this from happening.
Yeah. And again, like I said, the one critical part here we want to stress is if anyone saw that vehicle in the past couple of days, let us know.
Okay.
We're just...
You're working on a timeline.
Yeah, we're working on that timeline, and there's we want to fill in some gaps. So.
Okay.
So I guess, we don't have a ton of time left, but what is the significance of the camper? Is there something
No, it's just odd that, someone would ride around all the time just towing their, normally,
right?
you hook your camper up when you go camping. And
almost like you were pulling that around in case you had to exit.
Not sure. We don't know, but just unusual. That's why we're just curious as to why, what I mean? It's just unusual. So.
All right. I'm assuming, though, there will be services available to
both the schools offering services, and we also wanted to make if someone wasn't comfortable talking to the people at their own school, the Oneida County Office of Mental Health has counselors available at all times. If anyone is interested or needs to speak with someone who's struggling with dealing with this, just call 315. I just want to find my number. Yes, 315-768-3660. 315-768-3660. That's the Oneida County Department of Mental Health. There'll be someone they can connect you with if you want to chat about a few things.
Terrible story.
Definitely.
Sheriff Rob Mayfield, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that as the days go on, we'll hopefully learn more on all of this.
Yes. Obviously, as he appears in court, more will come out, and I'm sure the district attorney can talk about things that I'm just not.
And we will speak with Todd Carville, the Oneida County District Attorney, coming up next hour, and discuss more on the case. What we can talk about is coming up next hour.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Making her case to be our 47th president. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
America, we are not going back. We are not going back.
Vice President Harris accepting the Democratic nomination and warning of serious consequences if former President Trump's elected again.
Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution.
The Vice President said if she's elected,
you can always trust me to put country above party and self.
In closing out the convention in Chicago, Harris said she would be
a president who leads and listens, who is realistic, practical, and has common sense.
Former President Trump not impressed with her speech, telling Fox there was a lot of complaining.
She didn't talk about China. She didn't talk about fracking. She didn't talk about crime. She didn't talk about 70% of our people are living in poverty.
That was after he went to the Arizona border, critical of her and the Biden administration for a record surge of illegal immigration, though that number has come back down recently to 2020 levels. He'll rally in Nevada today and then go back to Arizona. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will also be in that state to make an announcement. There's a lot of speculation that he and running mate Nicole Shanahan may end their independent run for president.
Earlier this week, Shanahan suggested the campaign may be open to ending their bid and joining forces with Trump to stop Vice President Kamala Harris from winning.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. They've pulled the last body out of the wreckage of a luxury yacht that sank on Monday in a storm off Sicily's coast. It may be Hannah Lynch, the missing daughter of billionaire Mike Lynch, whose body was among 5 already recovered by divers. 7 died in all. America's listening to Fox News.
NYPD officer Jonathan Diller's tragic story made national headlines this year. Now, Jonathan was shot and killed by a career criminal during a traffic stop. Jonathan, who's just 31 years old, leaves behind his wife Stephanie and 1-year-old son Ryan. Now, nothing will ever replace the loss of a husband and a father, but the Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to pay off the mortgage on the Diller family's home. Please commit to $11 a month. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Hey, I'm going to let you in on a wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they want you to think that unlimited data is fantastic. Well, the fact is, it's not. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, only charges you for data that you need. For just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Save money, same service with Pure Talk.
We already mentioned Arizona being at the center of the presidential campaign today with a Trump rally and perhaps a Kennedy dropout from the race. Now a story that could affect the vote in November in that state, a Supreme Court decision.
The nation's highest court reviving part of the Arizona voter law approved in 2022 that required applicants submit evidence of U.S. citizenship to vote in presidential elections or to vote by mail in any federal election. That 2022 law enacted to prevent non-citizens from voting. The 5-4 ruling by the high courts reinstating a provision of the law in response to a request by the Republican National Committee and Arizona Republicans. The changes have been put on hold following challenges from the Biden administration and other groups that claim the rule violated the civil rights of immigrants and minority voters. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
There's also an election-related lawsuit in North Carolina.
Susan Hogarth took a selfie with her ballot after voting in a primary in March. The problem? State law bans most photography in polling places unless permission is granted by a chief judge of the precinct. Hogarth is now suing the state elections board after it sent her a letter asking her to take the selfie that she posted to X down or face a misdemeanor charge. Hogarth claims her constitutional rights are being violated. Hogarth's ballot shows she voted for Libertarian Party presidential and gubernatorial candidates. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
The FDA has approved updated COVID vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer at a time when infections are rising again, even though the pandemic's over.
COVID activity is now the highest it's been since last winter's surge, according to wastewater tracking data from the CDC. COVID activity in wastewater is currently highest in western states, followed by the South.
That's Fox's Jonathan Sari. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after selling and before the Federal Reserve Chairman's comments on the economy and interest rates this morning. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Dermenio. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We have beautiful sunny skies, 57 degrees on our way up into the mid to upper 70s today. Your full weather forecast in minutes. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office has made an arrest in connection with the murder of the principal of Columbus Elementary School. Authorities say 50-year-old Elizabeth Gerling was strangled to death by her boyfriend, 45-year-old Jeremy Kirch. The victim's body was found in a bed at her home on Birch Circle earlier this week. The school district has put out a statement saying Gerling's commitment to her students won't be forgotten. Kirch is being held in jail without bail. You can read more details of the story at WIBX950.com. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office still asking people with any information on the Ford F-350 and camper belonging to Kirch to contact them. Oneida County is stepping up to make sure children have the shots they need before heading back to class. The county is holding the first of several vaccination clinics today at Rome Free Academy for kids in grades 9 through 12. Other clinics are happening tomorrow at the Parkway Rec Center in Utica from 10 a.m. until noon, and also on August 31st at Gansevoort Elementary School in Rome. Appointments are preferred and can be planned by contacting the health department. Two K-9 officers with the Cortland County Sheriff's Office are getting new protective vests in honor of two fallen members of law enforcement. Funding for the vests coming from donations made to Vested Interest in K-9s Incorporated in memory of Sergeant Megan Burke and Sergeant Keith Conway. Since the inception back in 2009, Vested Interest has provided more than 5,700 vests to K-9 officers across the country. The vests have a combined value of just under $7 million. It's day 3 of the New York State Fair today, but a highly anticipated exhibit won't be opening during the nearly 2-week-long event. The baby goat exhibit has been shut down. We talked about that yesterday. The exhibit would have allowed people to cuddle with goats for $10 a piece. This year's fair runs through Monday, September 2nd. And finally, Utica police are urging the community to help them find the person who shot and killed a 75-year-old man. Paul Newman died Saturday after he sustained a gunshot wound to his abdomen while he was sitting on his porch on Sunset Ave. Lieutenant Mike Curley says it's believed the unknown assailant was a youth offender. Police are diligently gathering evidence and canvassing the crime scene for surveillance video and witnesses Anyone with info is implored to call the Major Crimes Unit at 315-223-3556 or submit a completely anonymous tip to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers at mohawkvalleycrimestoppers.com. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, news time 8:08. Here's your weather.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center for today. A beautiful day on the way. High 77 with mostly sunny skies. Tonight, clear skies, low 54. Tomorrow, Saturday, partly cloudy, high 80. And Sunday, more sunshine, partly cloudy, high 81. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, we're at 57 degrees under sunny skies at 8:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW Nika 43 local contractors. The final week of the NFL preseason has arrived. The Jets and Giants will close out their exhibition slate when Gang Green plays host to the G-Men tomorrow night at the stadium they both call home, MetLife. Aaron Rodgers and the rest of the first-team offense will not be in action for the Jets. Giants head coach Brian Daboll has yet to commit to having Daniel Jones play in Saturday night's finale. The Buffalo Bills are going to be on their home field tomorrow as they look to close out the preseason with a victory. The reigning AFC East champions are hosting the Carolina Panthers at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. The Bills are expected to sit many of their star players for the contest so they can avoid getting injured before the start of the regular season in September. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. The Yankees captured their rubber match after shutting out the Guardians 6-0 at Yankee Stadium. Garrett Cole was credited with the victory after striking out 2 batters over 6 scoreless innings pitched. Aaron Judge slugged his 48th home run of the season with a solo shot. Giancarlo Stanton also went deep with a 3-run bomb. New York is now first in the AL East, 1.5 games ahead of the Baltimore Orioles at 75 and 53. They'll host the Rockies for a 3-game series that begins tonight in the Bronx. The Mets opened their series at Petco Park with an 8-3 win over the Padres. Luis Severino earned the victory after striking out 5 batters and allowing 1 run over 5 frames. Mark Vientos led the way at the plate after going 2 for 5 with 3 runs batted in. New York is now 1.5 games back of the final NL wildcard spot at 67 and 61, and they'll continue their 4-game set tonight in San Diego. The struggling Seattle Mariners have parted ways with their manager. The M's have fired Scott Service, who had been in the position since 2016 and led them to their first playoff appearance since 2001, 2 years ago. The Mariners are 5 games back of the Houston Astros for first in the AL West. After leading the division for much of the season, longtime catcher Dan Wilson has been named the team's manager. And here's a story Yankees fans will want to pay attention to. John Sterling's days in the Yankees radio booth may not be over after all. The longtime voice of the Bronx Bombers may return to the WFAN booth for the playoffs, the Athletics' Andrew Marchand reported Thursday. 86-year-old Sterling is expected to speak with Chris Olivero, president of Odyssey New York, which runs WFAN, in the coming days, about a potential postseason return to the booth with Susan. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 8:11.
All right, coming up, we'll if you're wondering about this it was a lawsuit, which has resulted in an agreement with most real estate companies around the country. We'll get into that in a few minutes with Bill and Robin Mangio from River Hills Properties. The upstate New York #1 independent real estate agency. Your listing agent is always there, every step of the process, from start to the very finish. And it is the extra things that they do. And you see that when watching their program Sold in Upstate New York, which, by the way, has a lot of this about these new rules, along with some other very interesting reveals, if you will, on the latest episode of Sold in Upstate New York. It airs tomorrow on WPNY at 2 p.m. and then Sunday, 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. on Fox. But you can watch it right now on YouTube. Just search Sold in Upstate New York. This is episode number 18. And if you're looking to sell your home, even wondering what the value of the home might be, that is what do they call that? What do you call that?
The home assessment.
A home assessment. Yeah. Okay. I thought there was something else that you gave. There was another title to that.
Oh.
Okay. Either way, they'll let you know where the value is on your home. What is it worth? And I think a lot of people will be surprised because values have increased like never before in our area. Nobody sells homes like River Hills, and watch their TV show Sold in upstate New York on YouTube and on TV this weekend. Scott in Kirkville on Saratoga, the Travers this weekend coming up.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit Tallman'sTire.com.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Crispies. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
Utica's first cannabis dispensary is local, licensed, and now open to all. Exit 31 Exotic is your home for edibles, flower, vapes, and all your cannabis needs. Visit Exit 31 Exotic at 255 Genesee Street or online at uticacannabisco.com.
For use only by adults 21 years of age or older. Keep out of reach of children and pets. In case of accidental ingestion or overconsumption, contact the National Poison Control Center hotline 1-800-222-1222 or call 911. Please consume responsibly. License number OCMCAURD 2400076.
Are you ready to beat the heat and get fit? Hi, this is Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp in Whitesboro and in Clinton. At Fit Body Bootcamp, the environment is cool and the workouts are hot. My team of rockstar certified coaches promise that you'll leave feeling sweaty. Nope, not because of the heat, but because of our invigorating workouts designed to provide you with unbelievable energy and strength. But how do you get started? Well, I'll make it real easy for you. All you need to do is call us at 315-725-3789 or find us on Facebook and sign up for 3 free sessions.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music and Electronics. Do you want to protect your property or business? We sell and install hundreds of camera surveillance systems each year, and we are New York State licensed. Big Apple Music sells security cameras with Starlight night vision, giving the best picture in the dark so you have the best chance of catching criminals. Our showroom is located on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, where we can give you a demonstration or we'll come spec the job at your location. Big Apple Music, 315-732-4162.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Hey, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And Chuck is ready for everybody, and of course ready for back to school, which is just around the corner. People get back into that routine. You know, teachers are reporting to many school districts next Thursday. That's crazy, right? Pumpkin lattes, I don't want to say they're back because they never went anywhere. They're always available at Daylight Donuts. Try the matcha green tea latte, so good. Coffee, espresso lattes, iced coffee, breakfast sandwiches, bagels, and amazing donuts. It's Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. That drive-through is lightning fast. Couple of comments. This is John. QAnon John. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that one, Andrew? QAnon John. Soon, big news regarding pedophile rings is going to be exposed, and people are going to see how high it goes in our government. The world will know the truth. John also says Bruce Springsteen is a commie. Americans don't like him. John says it'll be criminal to watch what's coming. Watch what's coming. It is coming. The coroner is the one. Okay. All comments up on YouTube, and you can certainly check all of that out. Some other comments that you have there, Andrew. I can keep that going if you want, but I just don't know where they keep popping up. Here's one. They feature that husband calling competition on home improvement back. Yep, that is true. And then there was one, though, that I had that I want to make sure I bring up for Scott. Can you find it?
I have it.
All right, you're going to bring that up then. Okay. I'm going to turn your mic on.
Yeah, thank you. Talking to myself over
Scott in Kirkville standing by right now. Scott, good morning.
Good morning, guys. First, a shout-out to all my volunteers on my grassroots campaign to be president. It's amazing how a keg of beer and a box of checks mix, how far that goes. So I want to thank my volunteers for working on the campaign. It was amazing. I was talking to some voters, and there's actually a mandate out there they want me to push. It's during service calls, make sure plumbers wear belts. They kind of want to wipe out crack in their lifetime, I guess, or something. But,
all right.
But anyway, and I want to thank Formica, the countertop lawyer, to be my chief counsel too. So everything's working out pretty good.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad it's all working out well for you.
Yeah, like your comedy career, Scott.
That's right.
Yeah, really.
But
all right, well, we'll kick off.
Anyway, the Saratoga is the biggest race of the meets coming up. The Travelers. It's interesting. Thank God that I don't know if you've been following it, but
is it Travelers or Travers? It's Travers.
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 Yeah.
Okay. But the best filly in the United States is running there, Torpedo.
That is the best horse in the U.S. right now, right?
It is definitely the best filly. It's amazing because they didn't run her in the Alabama, which had been a walkover. So they basically gave up $360,000 in the winning purse to run against the boys. So it just shows you that they have confidence in the horse. The problem is where the post position is number one, and if the horses come over, sometimes horses at the gate have a tendency to kind of come in, and I just hope that the horse doesn't get squeezed on the rail.
Who is Torpedo, Anna, and Fierceness are the two favorite horses? Is that right?
Well, actually, Dornock is probably gonna be your favorite. That one, the Belmont and the Haskells.
All right.
But Fierceness is the weird one. The horse is the Jekyll and the Hyde. It's the 2-year-old champion, was the favorite in the Derby, which I knew when he has some problems with other horses, the horses kind of backs up. But if he gets the lead, he might be gone.
Okay.
And so he drew the best post position, number 8. Dornock's number 7. if you're looking for a long shot, I mean, a horse that could win, the 6 horse, Honor Marie, was the kind of the buzz horse in the Derby, went up about 20-1, finished 8th. And Unmatched Wisdom, the 3 horse, is up and coming. The horse is getting better. I don't think they can win the race, but you're playing trifecta.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe second for third.
All right. Cool.
All right. So this Scott from Kirkville is from Fred and Clinton. When you talk to Scott later this morning about the Travers Stakes, ask about Corporate Power to be ridden by Javier Castellano. Javier was the winning jockey on Keen Ice in 2015, defeating American Pharaoh at odds of 16-1 and Catholic Boy in 2018 at odds of 7-1. He has been the winning jockey in the Travers 7 times and the Alabama 3 times. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the horse finished second behind the 3 horse, and that's the horse that's up and coming. If you like the horse, I tell you, there's 6 horses that probably can win it. That would be probably the longest shot of those 6 horses that can win it. Be honest with you, I kind of threw that horse out with my horse I like. I'm going to keep, but I think there's 4 horses, the 3 that ran in the Derby, Dornock, Fierceness, and of course Sierra Leone that finished second by a nose in the Derby, second to Forces in the Jim Dandy.
Okay.
But Torpedo Anna, that's the horse that I wish the horse drew on the outside. I think that, like I said, if you like the horse, play it to win because man, that thing's going to pay well if it wins.
Okay. Which one is that? Torpedo Anna?
Well, the horse that he was talking about, the Corporate.
Corporate Power.
Torpedo Anna should go off about 3-1. The way I'm playing this race, like we played the Alabama. By the way, I was shocked how much the exacta paid and the trifecta paid. Remember we keyed the 7 last week with 4 horses. For $1, you got back $22 in the exacta.
Yep.
For 50 cents, you got back $46, which I was shocked when the 7 horse finished second.
All right, and that'll go off around 6:40, 6:50 tomorrow.
On the Fox channel itself, it starts at
on Fox.
Their coverage starts at 3, goes to 7:30. So there's other races that if you want to take a look at.
And I have one more quickie I want to throw at you here. I have Ted saying Syracuse. A lot of people talking Syracuse football, which gets underway next weekend. Are you hearing this? Are you hearing your ear being to the ground? Are you hearing it?
Yeah, man, you're talking people that think if they don't win 9 or 10 games, it's not going to be a good season.
Wow.
The Vegas line is still at 7.5, which is a game more than last year.
Okay.
And look at all the undecideds. I mean, you got brand new quarterback, brand new coach that's never coached as a head coach. The schedule's interesting. The Georgia Tech Florida State game, which is this week, could determine a lot of Syracuse. That's one of the 50-50 games that Syracuse is going to have to win if they're going to win 8 or 9.
Okay.
Tech is playing in Wimbledon, is playing over in Dublin, Ireland. Got to travel back, and they're playing Georgia State before Syracuse. And when the NFL goes overseas, they have a week off afterwards. So they're asking college students to fly back, play another game, and then go on the road to play Syracuse. So we hope Florida State kind of knocks Georgia Tech around a little bit and gets them a little injured.
Okay. All right.
And then really quick, this is Lance and Lee for you, Scott. Your show's handicapping guru put a big jinx on George Weaver, the horse trainer in Saratoga. He is having his worst year ever.
Yeah.
He should stay in his lane and stick to football and basketball.
Okay.
Well, actually, if you remember, I also said David Donk, when he draws a top jockey, how well he does, because he doesn't have that many horses. In fact, he won a race yesterday. Johnny V's won a couple races for him, and Fravor and Pratt.
I do want to say
Weaver's probably had the worst one of ever, but it's amazing. Tyler Gaffione, who's got about 27 wins, doesn't even ride in the New York circuit. He came in, and the Churchill horses have run well this past. And
Davey,
you're right. Weaver's done it.
Davey, I will say the reality is you witness it. Scott makes a lot of money betting horses. It's crazy.
Yes, he does, and I can vouch for him. I mean, I even dabbled in a couple horse racing this past when and I won.
Davey did.
I called Davey last week. I thought he was going to pop up, and there was a race. Remember, Davey? I called it the 9 horse.
Yep.
And that horse won for fun, and then of course the Alabama we won on and stuff. What I'm doing in the Saratoga, the Travers, I'm going to key Forceness, the 8. with in the trifecta, you can do this for 50 cents. And that's another thing. I try to economically come in and try to give people, for $5 or $6 to have a shot to win 40 or 50. I could tell you to put $1,000 on a win horse, and
anything can happen.
Great if you win, but I don't do
fierceness
that.
is the horse. Number 8.
I might dabble that way, but I wouldn't ask anybody else. But I'm going to take fierceness in the trifecta. He's going to have to either finish first, second, and third with any combination of the 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. As long as you finish in the top 3 with any of those combinations, it's you're going to win the trifecta.
Okay, all right, Scott. Win a lot of money this weekend. Okay.
Just remember one thing: if you can't play a sport, be one.
Okay, very nice. I feel like I'm a sport. Okay, Scott. Thanks, man. Enjoy the weekend. Good luck. Make a lot of money.
Thanks.
Okay, all right. There you go, Davey. He's giving you advice on what to do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I bet on a couple of horses with him, and he helped me, and I won a few dollars.
Yeah, a few dollars. Davey won $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million.
Not $1 million.
Okay. All right. Hold tight. I want to get into this real estate issue, and this is really important because there are a lot of things that are going to change when you are looking to buy and sell a home. New rules that will be followed by real estate agents all over. Bill and Robin Monjo coming right up to discuss that next on WIBX.
My Carl's back-to-school clearance is on. Rocker recliners, just $199. Power recliners, $299. Sofa and matching chair, $399. Only at My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Introducing Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food.
I have been feeding them Dr. Marty's freeze-dried raw formula for years. And this food is a big part of why their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful and playful.
And dog parents across the U.S. are loving it.
My dog Hazel is a 10-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever, and ever since I've been feeding her Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend food, she is like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
We're so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee. And for a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511 today. All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit Tallman'sTire.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Note the little roll of my eyes. Just a little roll of the eyes.
Right.
Okay, so new rules in real estate. There was a lawsuit, and this week on Sold in Upstate New York, Bill and Robin Monjo will be talking about this and getting into the changes. It is not law. This is not law, but there are changes in real estate. And as Andrew explained, someone could say, hey, I want to look at a home. They reach out to a real estate agent, and you're going to need to sign paperwork before that happens.
Correct.
This is something that never was the case. In studio, Robin and Bill Monjo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Would you say these are sweeping changes?
They are sweeping changes.
Okay.
And they affect the buyer more than they would affect the seller. The seller goes on as usual. They negotiate the commissions with their listing agent. But this whole new thing that you and Andrew have spoken about is totally new, and it's going to be a little unnerving for potential buyers because an agent is going to have them sign paperwork, which is actually a contract,
It is.
It's a contract, and it's going to have to be abided by. It's a legal document, and the document says that that buyer may be responsible to pay that buyer's agent a commission. And that is earth-shattering for people.
So really what this would, if people are wondering, what this really will do is it'll all be buttoned up in the closing.
Yes, sir.
And it just becomes a new line item.
Yes.
In the closing fees.
Well,
or no?
No. It actually, no, because what happens is...
Or do they have to cut a check afterwards?
Well, yes.
Wow.
There's going to have to be, and it may come before, I mean, it's going to be a negotiated policy between whoever the agent is and that buyer. But the impact on potentially on young buyers, first-time buyers, is staggering. The average price of a house here is $200,000 right now, just over, which is great. Up from 107 5 years ago, which is marvelous. And that commission to that person, that buyer, could be an additional $6,000.
Wow. All right. So if that's the case,
yes.
So when buying a home and we find out the roof is going to need repairs,
yes,
and we're like, this is going to cost us $10,000 to do the roof. So we were going to offer you $130,000 for the home. Now we want to offer $121,500 because we got to go fix the roof. Is it possible that a buyer might say, I got to come up with this additional money for commission? Instead of this offer, I'm going to reduce my offer because of the money I got to come up with.
That's very true. That is absolutely true.
A possibility.
That is a possibility.
Okay.
Now that we've said this, and we probably scared a lot of people, I also want to say that, for example, the team at River Hills, we still believe that the seller should have some responsibility in, if it's an offer that's acceptable to them, to allow for some sort of commission to be paid to the buyer's agent to alleviate this problem. So that's one thing. The second thing I want to mention is that if the buyer's agent turns around and is working very hard for the people, they can go on and they're submitting a winning offer. They can say in the offer, they can negotiate with Andrew as the listing agent and say, I would like to have a commission paid to me on top of this because we've done a great job and we've brought you the price that you want. So that can be worked out.
Can the buyer then use this as a negotiating tool? For instance, when I'm going in to buy a home, I may say, listen, we're going to forego the home inspection, and I'm going to offer $10,000 over asking price. That becomes a really good offer and probably increases your chances of getting the home. In the same way, could I come in and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay this commission. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And this is all part of my offer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if you really want a house, this just gives you another level of negotiation.
So commissions have always been negotiable.
Right.
Always. That's agency law. New York State's been forever.
But it usually didn't happen as much.
No, well,
you
it's
might
been
have
very loosey-goosey is what it's been. That's what the best word I can say.
And I've heard people negotiate commissions before. I actually witnessed it with, you were in the middle of one once, and I witnessed it in the backyard of my house, saying, listen, I'll go with you, but I want you to, I want to pay this amount.
They've always, commissions or compensation has always been negotiable, always.
Yeah.
But now there is
but most people didn't take advantage of that.
Absolutely. And even the agents were, this is like just swept under the rug. Now it's full disclosure.
Yeah.
Contracts have to be signed. But the positive part about this is that it adds a level of professionalism to buyers' agents. Traditionally, most real estate agents actually buy leads online from those sites like Zillow, Realtor.com, right? That's how they stay in business. So many times a buyer will meet the agent for the first time as they're entering the first house to look at. With this new ruling, it adds that level of professionalism where you are going to ask a buyer to sign a legal document. So it behooves the agent to create a relationship with that buyer and at a level of professionalism. So it's all a good thing. It's going to change the way we do business, but in reality, it's always been this way. We're just treating it a little bit differently now.
And if I'm the buyer or the seller, it doesn't really matter, and I don't understand any of this, I'm going to rely on my agent.
Absolutely.
To kind of walk us through it. Then it all goes into the paperwork.
That's what you hire a realtor
sign.
for.
Right,
yes.
Right. Do you think this is going to result in your novice real estate agent, your fly-by-night who got his or her license, doesn't really work a lot, but actually does it on the side? I would almost feel like that agent is going to be like, I don't want to deal with this.
It can be overwhelming if you're not educated by your broker.
Right.
At River Hills, we've been preparing for this for quite some time. So, we've practiced our language. We understand the differences in the way it used to be. So, yes, I think this will maybe make some real estate agents take a second look at if this is the path for them.
Do I want to do this?
Yes.
So, to your point, I'd like you to think about that a potential couple that are looking for a home at any level of whether they're experienced or rookies looking at the first home, to meet someone literally at the doorstep who's a real estate person. It's going to be like a blind date. That's like a blind date. I don't know if we're going to like each other, we're going to have the chemistry, whatever. And then for that real estate person to say, or that blind date say, hey, let's get married and sign a contract.
Yeah.
That is what this is like, because you're asking someone at the drop of a hat to sign a contract that could cost them $6,000.
So ultimately, when you're looking for a house, interview your agent. You're going to be working with them.
And that's the important thing too.
By the way, what you're describing is the prenup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think it is important too. It will also kind of maybe steer people to a little bit more loyalty as a buyer too. It will benefit that agent that's working with a buyer, because somebody might in the past say, "Oh, I'm going to just work with this person to see this house and this person to see this house." Every agent should be telling you have to sign this document one way or the other.
Right.
And you can negotiate those terms as well.
Sure.
Okay.
So let me ask you,
if I may just make one other point. One other point here that is a saving grace for the buyers. That contract should have stipulations in it. It could be for one showing. This showing is the only showing. It could have for today, only today. It could be for today and tomorrow. It could be for the next month. It could be for the next 3 months. It could be for the next 6 years. But the most important piece is that on that blind date, that first date, that they can say, I'll sign your contract, but it's only for this showing. And if I want to come back to you, we can discuss this.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Anything else you think people need to know about this?
That it's a very good thing, and it's going to raise the bar for all the realtors, and the ones that can't climb over that bar are going to leave.
What happens if a real estate agent doesn't follow these rules? Is there a mechanism in which there's a fine, or how does that work?
It's not a law.
Right,
so
right.
New York State doesn't get involved with this. It'll be handled purely through our local association, which is the Mohawk Valley Association of Realtors.
So it'll be the death penalty.
It's a local thing, yeah.
Well, and it's also very fresh. These rules went all into effect. These guidelines went all into effect on the 15th of this month.
Yeah,
so we're all still.
Wow.
We've been prepared, and Robin and Bill have been preparing us as agents very well. But we will now see in that 30 to 90, depending if it's cash or finance, that 30 to 90 day closing window. We'll need about 30 to 90 days to figure out how this goes forward with sellers.
Meanwhile,
but we're navigating.
You can buy a house in California, and you can be done in 2 days.
Yeah,
that's true.
Florida, few weeks.
This may change that for those states too.
It may.
Okay.
It may. No one really knows. We've got to watch this in play.
And then finally, I wanted to ask you. Yesterday, we broke a rather big story about Wolfspeed and the decision.
Great news.
The decision by Wolfspeed to they're closing down their chip fab plant in Durham and accelerating and moving that operation to Marcy. Now that could mean, we don't know what it means in jobs, but it could mean more jobs, which could very well mean more people with that expertise coming to the area. That's good news for the market. And do we actually see? Can you grab that? Because I don't know what that is. Do we actually see what is the market looking like right now?
So that is uber exciting news.
Yeah.
The only negative to that is those kind of people, they're coming from places where the availability of newer homes is accessible to them.
Yeah.
We get to show the wives of the executives that come here something that needs a complete renovation. It's something that's they're unfamiliar with. So we don't have that newer inventory. We have a shortage of inventory for sure. So excited about the new jobs, because there has to be new jobs associated with this move, certainly. But we got a shortage of inventory. The only thing we can hope for is a developer will catch wind of the prosperity in upstate New York and decide to make a move here and do new builds. And not just McMansions, builds for regular people, you know. So we're actually... we've got wind of that now, Bill and I, and we'll talk more about that as we learn more.
All right.
We are having a meeting, just a little tease here. We're having a meeting the first week in September with developers that are coming up from the New York City area that are proposing, at least right now in conversation, doing a 50-home tract in our area, which is unbelievable. And so we will keep the Keeler team involved in this, and we'll let everybody know. But this would be very, very big news for all of us.
And this weekend on Sold in Upstate New York, you guys will be talking about this.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Very excited.
This, topic. The other part is that you talk about, that you revealed, is you have delved into the weight loss world with these with these pills. It's about your health, right?
Absolutely. So, yes, I have made myself the Mohawk Valley poster boy for weight loss through Ozempic. So we get to watch on our TV show, see how well it does. I can tell you that it's working so well right now, and there's no side effects, and I don't want to eat. It's a wonderful deal. So
he's hot already, and now he'll just be uncontrollable.
Oh, Lordy.
So one last bit of some easy, nice, good news. As we may know, that we have the Overlook Mansion for sale, which is an 18,000 square foot beautiful castle in Little Falls, New York. We got a call from a gentleman in Palm Beach who's the president of a public company, and he wants to look at it to be his new corporate headquarters.
Wow.
Isn't it wonderful?
Isn't that just
fabulous?
Isn't
it the wonder of internet marketing, what it brings to you? And when we were in the car and we got that call, I go, "Sir, where are you calling from?" Palm Beach. I go, "Ooh."
Yeah. From Palm Beach to Little Falls.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
it's
very
incredible. It's
Yeah.
incredible to get those calls.
Yeah,
All right.
Wild. All right, guys, thank you. Enjoy the weekend. Remember the TV show Sold up on YouTube right now. Search for episode 18. You'll get a lot of this issue on there, as well as listings in the area, homes that have sold and those that are available right now. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. on WPNY. Sunday, 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. on Fox. Coming up, we'll speak with the district attorney, Oneida County DA Todd Carville, on this terrible situation, which is now a homicide, the murder of Elizabeth Gerling. This hits home for Utica schools. We'll talk with the DA coming up.
I looked at the program from the manufacturer again this month, and there's still a major glitch in the customer's favor.
It's on the 2024 Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid all-wheel drive.
With government incentives, you can lease this $41,000 vehicle for just $418 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero due at inception, even sales tax included.
You can plug it into a regular outlet at night and get 35 miles on electric.
Then it switches to a gas hybrid engine with 430 miles on a tank of gas.
Nab yours today before they fix the glitch.
Now that's kooky.
Make that short drive to choose from 400 new Kias in one location.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2024 Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid all-wheel drive. STK number 24T0440. MSRP $40,990. 36 months, 30,000 mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. Zero due at inception. Zero security deposit. 8.75% sales tax and $650 acquisition fee, including a payment structure. $400 disposition fee. 720 plus FICO score. Includes New York State Drive Clean rebate. Offer expires 9/3/2024.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
This is Bill Cole from Gates Cole Insurance. Finding insurance coverage can be an overwhelming undertaking. As your local independent insurance company, we work hard for you to get the best coverage.
My name is Timothy Dean. I'm from Tabor, New York. I have Dean's Concessions. I travel throughout New York State. I have been a customer for over 20 years, personal with Gates Cole, and ever since I've started my business for the last 18 years have been solely with Gates Cole Insurance. As I have to call them from time to time to get certificates, and they take in within 15-20 minutes. We have a certificate. Gates Cole has exceptional customer service. They're there for you, and I have referred people to Gates Cole, and those people that have transferred over to Gates Cole have been very happy with their services.
This is Tom Cole. For insurance for your home, auto, business, and just about everything else, trust your local independent insurance agency. Gates Cole Insurance will take care of you.
Hey, I want to tell you about InSarah's
Take up
flooring.
to 60 months to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified customers. Save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic, $1,000 on Purple, $700 on Stearns & Foster, and $1,350 on Puffy.
InSarah's Flooring Outlet, the area's leading flooring store for anything when it comes to flooring. And I mean any type of flooring. Why would you go anywhere else? You go, if you're looking for a dog, you go to a store that specializes in dogs. If you want to buy a bike, you go to a bike store. If you want flooring, you go to the experts that sell flooring and have the largest inventory of any other store, including the big box stores, InSarah's Flooring Outlet. That's what we're talking about. We're in the midst of dealing in tile right now. Tile, and my wife wants something unique. Well, where would we go? Of course, InSarah's Flooring Outlet, the largest inventory in Central New York. They're all new lineup of products, everything from Pergo Extreme by Mohawk to hardwoods and carpeting, linoleum, tile, whatever it is. If it's flooring, it's InSarah's. InSarah'sFlooringOutlet.com. Get a 6-month interest-free finance agreement right now at InSarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online at InSarah'sFlooringOutlet.com.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
All right, let me, if I may, bring in the Oneida County District Attorney, Todd Carville. Really another terrible story in what we now are calling the murder of Elizabeth Gerling, a principal at the Utica School District, the elementary school, loved by many. The man who we believe at this point, she loved and thought she was going to marry, is now being charged in her death. The cause of death now, as we know it, as strangulation. More details to come from there. But on the line right now is the Oneida County District Attorney, Todd Carville. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Andrew. First, let me express my condolences to the Gerling family and to the friends and colleagues of Elizabeth Gerling at the Utica City School District for this very sudden and unfortunate loss.
It is. I think that we at one point talked when you first started. It's you can't, you really can't. I guess someone in your shoes overthink these terrible things that happen because they don't make sense. And just when you think things are slowing down and under control, a story like this pops up, which is just so tragic.
Yes, it's been a very busy week. Obviously, I'd also like to express my condolences to Paul Newman's family, the victim in the Utica City shooting. You can't plan on anything in this job.
No.
It comes as it goes. So we just deal with the situations that we're handed, unfortunately.
All right, what do we know as of right now? Anything new since yesterday's press conference?
No, so he is scheduled this afternoon in the town of Marcy Court for the court to set a preliminary hearing date. So Marcy Town Court is the court of jurisdiction. However, he was brought to Utica City Court after his arrest. It's what they call a cap arraignment, but that is not the jurisdiction. The jurisdiction of the homicide is Marcy.
I was mentioning earlier there was some posts being put up, we believe, from a family member saying, "Do not be fooled. This person is not insane, and should be treated as someone who deliberately did this." How do you react to that, and and how are you moving forward?
Well, so it's very premature in the stages right now. There's two different avenues with respect to capacity and mental capacity, and whether or not mental disease or defect is a defense. So right now, there's been no request at this point. However, things can change as early as this afternoon.
Okay.
So I guess I could comment more as the case proceeds.
Okay.
Now, Todd, the possibility of a plea deal here, do you foresee that a plea deal will be offered, and is it your assumption that maybe one will be taken based on, from what you can say, based on interrogations and conversations with law enforcement?
No, again, it's very early in the stage, and way too early to be discussing any of those possibilities at this point.
Has he retained an attorney, or has one been appointed?
Yes, he has. He has Luke Niebusch at this point.
So you'll learn a lot. At least know where you're going. Based on where they're going during the arraignment later today.
Correct.
Yeah. Was there at any point that you did not feel this was a homicide, that it was natural causes, the death, or was your office alerted right from the very beginning?
We were alerted a little later in the day, but as soon as I heard the facts or the suspicious activity surrounding the facts, I immediately wanted to hear from the medical examiner's office to determine if it was an investigation we should get involved in.
And then if I can switch gears before we let you go, on the Sunset Avenue case, the man last Saturday just simply, we believe, innocently sitting out on the steps of his porch and is hit by a stray bullet. It seemed like they were non-life-threatening injuries, but after traveling to Wynn, it was more complicated, and he died of his injuries. We were leading in that case, led to believe, at least initially, that it may be yet another case of young people with guns. Is that true? Is that the road you're going down?
Well, what I can say is the case is being investigated, and it certainly does appear as though this is an unintended target that was struck with a stray bullet.
That's just terrible.
Kind of in the theme with senseless violence.
And another person who was loved in his neighborhood.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And youthful offenders. Has there been any progress made in the first two homicides of the year that seem to involve victims that are in their teens and possibly suspects?
Again, those cases are still under active investigation, and there has been some movement, but not enough at this point to warrant charges.
And then in the case where the young man was believed to have a gun and he was shot by police and he died of his injuries from about a little more than a month ago. How does that? I know the Attorney General's office is conducting an investigation. Yeah. How do they work through your office? Has there been any communication up to this point?
No. So that investigation is solely with the Attorney General's office. Our office relinquishes any control as soon as they get involved in these types of offenses.
Okay. So with regard to that case, to expand on Bill's question, if the Attorney General's office deems charges should be brought forward, they'll still handle the prosecution and you'll still stay out of that?
Correct.
Okay. All right, and I had somebody recently say to me, they're just going to cover this whole thing up. I do not see that.
Not from the Attorney General's
office.
office.
This Attorney General, without getting political, I guess I'm going to, Todd, but I won't bring you into it. This Attorney General is oftentimes seems to be looking like she's making a name for herself, and I would not walk away thinking that they're going to push anything under a rug. They're going to, let's see where it goes. But I think that's an incorrect assumption. I don't know if you want to comment on that, or we'll leave it at that.
We could leave that at that. Okay. I would say that as a prosecutor, as the district attorney here in Oneida County, we would never push anything under the rug.
Right.
We fully vet cases and look at evidence that, unfortunately, the public doesn't see everything that we see, but we make our decisions based on what is right, and at least from this office, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it is one that I will give you a quick little pat on the back as we let you go. The one thing that when I had heard that you were going to be running for district attorney, I was talking with a couple of attorneys who said, this is a guy who believes in right and wrong and getting to the bottom, talking about you. So it seems that Oneida County is in good hands. Todd Carville, we appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Bill.
Thanks.
Andrew, take care.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
After replacing Biden the candidate, Vice President Harris wants to succeed Biden the president. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I see a nation that is ready to move forward.
Vice President Harris accepting the Democratic nomination, telling the convention in Chicago, we have a chance
to move past the bitterness, cynicism, and divisive battles of the past.
And Harris says building up the middle class will be a defining issue of her presidency.
An opportunity economy where everyone has the chance to compete and a chance to succeed.
Warning of serious consequences of a second Trump term.
He doesn't actually fight for the middle class. Instead, he fights for himself and his billionaire friends.
The vice president also claimed that former President Trump would raise taxes with a tariff on imports, which he bristled at, telling Fox,
I lower taxes. She's raising taxes. She's going to give a tax increase of 4 to 5 times what people and companies are paying right now. The country will go into a depression if they do it.
The former president also told Fox he heard a lot of complaining in her speech without much policy. Today he'll campaign in Nevada and then in Arizona for a second day, where his campaign says they'll have a special guest. Could it be Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? He'll make an announcement today in Arizona, perhaps ending his independent run.